This is the UC Hunting Properties Podcast, your home for all things recreational land. Our goal, to help you stand on your investment.
Hey y'all, Tyler here, out from behind the camera for once. We got to change plans this week for the episode. Kurt is down at the NWTF show in Nashville, so we called in a favor from our good buddy Gary Hubbell in Colorado. Now, Gary's got an absolute killer listing. It is the definition of old Colorado, and it's straight out of a John Wayne movie. Gary sat down with the seller to get his story, get the ranch's story, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
I'm Gary Hubbell with United Country Colorado Brokers and Auctioneers, and we are here in scenic and beautiful Wickenburg, Arizona.
Yes, sir.
With my buddy Kip Gates.
Thank you.
And Kip is the heir apparent to the Gates Ranch in Burns, Colorado, up on Derby Mesa, and we're here to interview Kip and talk about what kind of place that is and tell the whole story, because nobody, Kip, can tell that story better than you.
Well, I don't think so either, because I've lived it.
Right.
And first of all, I just want everybody to know I'm a fifth generation cattle rancher. And my ancestors came there in the 1830s and homesteaded it in the 1860s to 80s, taking out the homesteads. Wow. And my ancestors come from Germany, come clear across the ocean, and made it to northwest Colorado looking for gold and silver. They couldn't find any gold and silver, so they started trapping. And my great-grandfather shot wild game and packed it over 80 miles to the coal miners, the Chinese coal miners, when they was doing coal.
No kidding.
At Leadville.
Wow.
So they would have meat to eat. So his trademark to get started was he was a packer, just kind of like me, a horseman that took horses and packed elk.
So let's correct that a little bit. You said that you're a cattle rancher, but you're far more than that. You're an outfitter. Yeah. You're a hunter.
Yes.
You're a packer and a guide as well.
Yep.
You've done all that.
I started my business in 1986. And I started packing hunters into the White River National Forest and Wilderness area, Flat Tops Wilderness, a horseback, and had 70 head of horses at one time.
Right.
We had 7 camps on the mountain, which turned into 15 later on with my son, Tell. But
and we know Tell.
Yeah, you do. And so I turned that business over to Tell in the 90s here, and I went back to the ranch to do my hunting, which I did before anyway, but I guided hunters on the ranch where they stayed in the houses with us. My wife cooked 3 meals a day for them, and it's kind of like a bed and breakfast, and it was a beautiful place for them to stay.
Now, Kip, I've been in a lot of hunting camps,
yeah.
Right? Being an outfitter myself, and we had 7 wilderness camps up in the mountains above Marble, and that's where I come from, but I've never stayed in a hunting camp as nice as what your ranch represents.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because of my wife.
She's a
I'm
peach.
Serious. Well, she took the old homestead cabin that my grandfather built in the 30s.
Okay.
Him and his dad, that he built in the 30s. And she refurbished it and put in great furniture and remodeled it.
It is charming.
It's very charming. It's a
charming.
It's charming to me because it's where I knew my grandfather and grandpa lived. I lived there many days with them, but to turn that over into something, my grandmother would be absolutely thankful that somebody took the time to make her house look what it's looking.
Well, and Jake and I stayed there recently,
right.
And it will sleep 12, correct? And it's what, about 3,200 square feet?
It'll sleep 10, really, 8 hunters, and then a couple guides. But,
okay.
But
well, if you got a couple couples,
but then
there's
if
a
you
couple
have
double
beds,
right?
When the kids come with the grandkid and stuff, the husband and wives, we can sleep up to 12 people there with husband and wives in them double beds.
And it does not have a gas or an electric stove, does it?
Just a gas.
Oh, it has gas.
But it's a propane, and then that wood stove.
But the wood stove is the feature there.
The wood stove is the key.
The wood stove
That house
is cool.
is so well insulated and so well built that it holds the heat.
Well,
and when you start that wood stove, it circulates the house. It stays warm.
So let's talk about the whole ranch in general. And You know, Jake and I have seen quite a few properties across the West, and a lot of really luxury places and these grand lodges, you know, 10,000, 12,000 square feet and all that. You don't have that on your ranch, which I like, because if somebody wants to build it, they can always do that. And I found it hard to describe the place because I fell in love with it myself. Jake came up with an expression to describe that ranch that I thought was very apt, and that is, it's old Colorado.
Right.
And the thing that I say about it is, nothing is fancy.
Right.
Everything is cool. Right?
Right.
I mean, it's cool as all get out, and Leslie has made it so cool, and with her decorating and all that, but it's a very functional place.
Right. But it represents my ancestry, what they started, what they built, their vision to build it and to have it, and then for us to take it over and make it a little bit better. But it's a very comfortable, relaxing style of hunting, of vacation people coming there, family come there. Everybody can relax, everybody can get around the tables, there's plenty of room.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable.
I agree with that. I really enjoyed staying there. Yeah. And the fact that we got up in the morning, we made coffee and we're doing it on a wood stove.
Yep.
That felt good.
Totally. Yep, it really does. And that's I've always had, especially in the house I lived in up above up there. We never had anything but a wood stove in that house up there when I was raised.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was always pretty much wood.
But now you got flush toilets.
But do you know that the water in those toilets goes the back way when you flush them?
Oh, really? Compared to Australia? Hey, let's segue a little bit here. Tell us about Australia and how you ended up in Australia and how you ended up building a herd of at least half Australian stock horses.
Well, back in 2001, my dad met a gentleman from Australia that came to Eagle County, and he participated in the government. They were government people coming over to learn our way of the government with the ski area.
Kind of an exchange program?
Exchange program.
Or sister city?
He came to the ranch, and he's like you. When he first got up there, it brought memories back to him of what he used to have in the back, and how Australia was in the outback.
Growing up on a cattle station?
Yeah. And the families, just down-to-earth country people.
Okay.
And he fell in love with me, and he saw what I could do with horses, and because I had a bunch of colts I was breaking and working with them, and he said, you know, if I can get you to come to Australia and compete in the Man from Snowy River Challenge, would you come? And I says, yes, I would.
With bells on.
Right, in a hurry, in a hurry. But he said, there's one problem. He says, there's 60 people that's in the competition. And he said, if you come and they allow you to come in, you'll be the first international competitor ever. And if you come in there and they allow you to do it, there's one Australian that won't be able to compete in the competition because they only let 60 people in. Okay. And I thought that would be a conflict of interest. But when I got there, I was welcomed with open arms.
Oh, nice.
Especially the second and third year after they got to know me.
Oh, so you went 3 times?
3 years in a row.
Oh, no kidding.
And going over there and training my own horse to compete and really getting to feel what the Australian stock horse breed is all about.
Okay.
Not only getting in their minds, their tempers, their disposition, but their agility and their ability to do whatever you ask them to do. They're tall, they're strong, they're mountain horses. And I got a dream in my mind that I wanted to bring back a stallion to the United States and cross them with my quarter horse mares.
And you had quite a few because of the outfitting business, right?
I raised almost 8 foals a year to keep them with my outfit.
Regenerating your herd.
To keep things going in the herd.
Yeah.
And so I talked to the old boy that I got the first foal from to train to compete on. And I said, I want to buy that 2-year-old black stallion out there in the corral. He says, you can't do it. I won't sell him.
You don't have enough money.
Well, I don't know about enough money, but he says, I just won't sell him.
Okay.
Because he wanted to keep him for his progeny.
Yeah, that was his blood stock.
I stayed in touch with him over the emails, all summer long, our summer, his winter. But I convinced him to, when I come back down there the next year, that I could get on that colt and ride him. He wouldn't let me compete on him because you can't have stallions in the competition.
Okay, right.
But I got on that colt and I got to ride him and work with him, and I fell in love with him. And I said, I've got to have this stallion. I want to take him back to Colorado. I want to cross my mares with him, and I want to do something that I've always dreamt of doing, and that's starting my own breed, meaning half stock horse and half quarter horse, good quarter horse mares. Start my own breed as half bloods. And I decided right then that I would never take it one way or the other, a quarter or a quarter, but it would be half and half. And it was an incredible adventure, and I've got some of the best stock in the world. I'm riding a 4-year-old foal right now that's the last.
We saw him down there, yeah.
Yeah, the
good
last,
looking colt.
Yeah, the last foal out of my stallion before he got killed by lightning. But they're just wonderful, athletic. And the mare that I compete on, that I won all those belt buckles and those saddles on, she's so athletic, and she does everything perfect for me, or I couldn't win.
Right.
It's her.
Right.
It's her.
Now down in Wickenburg, you got horse properties everywhere, ropings everywhere.
People everywhere.
People everywhere with horses and trailers and going like this.
Right.
You know, so so it is stiff competition down here.
Right.
It's nothing to laugh at.
Right.
So if you're winning down here, you're winning.
Right. And once I got to telling people about my bloodlines of my horses and what have you, and it's like Doris said earlier about the paints, I told her, I said, there's not very many people down here roping and competing off of paint horses. Because of my genetics, and my mares were two-eyed jack mares, homozygous paints, and then crossing them with that black Australian stock horse. This is what I got.
Nice. Beautiful. So you're down to 5 right now, correct?
Oh, I'm down to 6. There's still one in Colorado.
Oh, you still got one in Colorado.
Right.
Okay. So you've got 6 now. And now when we sold Tell and Ashley's outfitting business, we sold the main body of the horses.
There was probably half of those horses that were half stock horse blood in them.
But then Tell took quite a few down to Oklahoma.
He took some to Oklahoma too, yes.
Okay. So there's still some.
Oh, they're still
the
using
family,
them up there on the mountain. That guy who bought Tell's horses still use them.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
And 2, I took my draft Percheron mares. I had a team of Percheron mares that I crossed with my black stallion, and I created a fabulous team of horses. They were big, stout, but yet they weren't like big stout like the Percheron were.
They were just nice, good, big.
They were big and pull.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a good job.
Nice.
Yep. And then we packed elk on them all year because they're big and stout.
Well, there's nothing that'll teach them how to do a job in that.
I guarantee you, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So that's now when you competed in that competition, you were telling me a story about breaking your collarbone and some personal hardship there and all that, and you ended up actually coming in, doing well for yourself despite being pretty badly injured.
So the first year I went over there, I trained on this horse for about 2.5 weeks, and I told the gentleman.
Now, they were just kind of green broke at that point.
They were green broke. They were broke to ride, but they didn't know anything about shooting off of them or roping. Of course, the strains don't rope.
What is the competition? You're shooting, you're cracking a whip, what are you doing in that competition?
Well, there's horseshoeing.
Okay, which you know all about.
The shooting competition.
Okay, which you know all about.
There's 2 different cattle sorting competitions where they had to sort cattle and do different things with them.
Fair enough.
By yourself. Don't have anybody else helping you.
Right.
There's 3 cross-country courses where they go over jumps. It's speed, and going over jumps. And not little jumps, they're big jumps, jumping into draws, cross water.
Wow.
And so, it's.
So you got to take a green colt and teach him to do all that in a competition.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, big job.
But
somebody's going to get a broke horse when you're done.
But you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't that big a job because these horses are such great minds on them. They learn so quick and they remember. And once you get that horse's trust in you, the one-on-one with that horse, no matter what I did to that horse, he trusted me and I trusted him. It was incredible. So then I was riding this horse or training this horse 2 weeks a week before the competition, and I told the gentleman that I got the was with a horse, he was always telling me about the wild brumbies in the outback, the stallions and the wild horses.
Yep.
And I said, here's what I want to do. I'm tired of training my horse here. I want to take him to that mountain, cross country, trail riding, camping, but I want more than anything, I want to go see those wild brumbies. And so I did. We went back there for 4 days. On the second day back there, we run into this little park where there was probably about 30 mares and a couple of young stallions, but the big older stallion, they was all out in this park. And I told that guy, I said, I'm going to rope that stallion. He says,
Okay.
bloody A. He said, just like that, you know. So I took after him and I roped the stallion. He couldn't believe it. But the hardest part with me is the Australian stock horse
can't
saddles
tally off.
don't have a saddle horn.
No, there's no saddle horn.
So I always had it in my mind, if I was going to do this, that I would run him around that open meadow until he got pretty tired, and then I'd try to ease him into the trees where I could dally up on them trees where I could get a picture with him. Well, I couldn't get him tired to get in. I couldn't hold him to get around the tree, but I did rope him. But in the meantime of trying to rope him, my horse stepped in a hole as I was trying to tire him down, and she rolled the whole length of me, flipped her over, and she rolled on me and
Ouch.
broke my collarbone in 2 places there. So I was 30 miles from the pickup, so I had to ride 30 miles out of there to get to the pickup
With bones grating.
with pain.
With pain.
But my grandfather always told me, he says, the best way the Indians have taught me, which there was Indians there when they came to the ranch, to fight pain is to take a green stick and put it in your mouth like a pencil, you know, that size green stick, and bite on it to where you can bite down into the bark, but yet really put pressure on your jaws to bite far back deep and bite hard.
Yeah.
Relieves the pain, and it did.
Huh.
I swear by it. Anyways, so we rode 30 miles, went to the hospital. They x-rayed me, and the doctor said, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not going to compete in this Man from Snowy River Challenge. I got up out of the chair and I says, you watch me. I says, all I need you to do is tie my shoulders back as tight as you can tie them this way. Pull them back to keep that from grating, and give me a stick and I'm going to compete. Oh, the other competition was saddle bronc. You had to ride a saddle bronc in this competition.
Right.
So in the competition, the saddle bronc riding is one thing I didn't do with a broken collarbone, because I couldn't hold the rope and ride with a broken collarbone. So I didn't do the bronc riding, but I did everything else with a broken collarbone, and there are 60 people in it, and I come in 25th out of 60 in the competition. Thank you. People couldn't believe it. The next year I went down there, I had to train another horse. I mean, every year I had to train a horse.
Sure.
Next year I was 16th, and then the third year I was 15th. But they told me,
So they had some hands there.
oh yeah, they're cowboys.
They're good.
Yeah, they're buckaroos, they call them, you know?
They call them buckaroos?
They don't know how to rope. I mean, they're cowboys, but not,
Yeah, okay.
The other thing was the whip crack. You had to use your bull whip and hit 10 different objects in this competition of balloons.
Okay.
And break those balloons with your bull whip on a full run. It's timed to compete in this competition.
You know what I learned about cracking a bullwhip? When you practice, put on a football helmet. Because if you get your ear with that bullwhip,
It's pretty loud.
it can if you hit your ear,
Oh
it can
no, I won't.
really hurt.
I had a good teacher teach me how to run that bull whip.
Well, obviously I didn't.
All the bull whips I have are made out of kangaroo hide. It's much different than bull hide as far as cracking that whip.
Okay.
They're more pliable, and they do a louder, a better job of sending out that noise.
Okay.
And that's how they drive their cattle with bull whips.
They crack them?
I brought it back to the ranch and started using the bullwhip on the ranch. And the nice thing about that bullwhip, it's loud enough that those cows in those trees and in them mountain valleys, they hear that whip. They know it's time to go somewhere.
Okay.
I trained them to where when you crack that whip, they started bellowing, looking for their calves, and they knew where they had to
Time
be.
to move on.
They had to move on.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the ranch and, the topography, the terrain, the setting. Personally, I think it's gorgeous up there. You're driving up the Colorado River corridor, and then you come up this little canyon up onto Derby Mesa, and man, you got views forever, right?
Right.
And so why did your family, out of all the places in Colorado, why did they pick that place to settle?
Well, my grandfather built a stage stop about 20 miles to the north of the ranch. And
Toponas or where?
Toponas.
Oh, I guessed it. That was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
he built a stage stop because there was a stage come through there, and they didn't have a place for the people to stay overnight.
Okay.
So they built that stage stop, and that's when he was packing elk to the miners too. And I know that he came up on top of that ridge one day and looked over on that valley over there, Derby Mesa, and said, "That's where I want to live."
It's majestic. It really is. It's
the
captivating.
most incredible place in the world.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals that, man, I don't ever want to leave it. But
Now, you were telling me that they had some real challenges on getting irrigation. Now,
Oh.
you got the most irrigation water I've ever seen on a place.
Right.
You know, per acre, you've got more water
Right.
than, and we've brokered properties all over the West, but boy, that one's got water like you read about in magazines. But it was not easy to get it there. Tell us about how they got the water.
well, we live up on Derby Mesa,
Right.
and there's a couple draws there, but the main draw to the north of us is Middle Derby Creek, and it's about 2,000 feet below the ranch. So they had to go
That's
up
that canyon where the pond is,
Right,
where
where
the
the
lake
lakes
is.
are,
Yeah.
yeah. So they had to start on the ranch, and they had to just work their way all the way up there 3 miles
Till they got higher up.
till they got to where that water would flow to the ranch. And it wasn't easy because they had to build flumes. There was rocks they couldn't move back in those days. All they had was picks and shovels.
And horses and mules and
horses
mule
and
teams,
mules, but-
whatever.
But yeah, it was quite an endeavor for them to build that ditch.
So you were telling us that they actually cut logs and built a trestle, really, and then a wooden flume
right.
to take that ditch from in the, where it's scoured into the mountainside there, and then run that water across that flume and then join the mountainside again. The weight of that water and everything, that's quite an accomplishment.
Quite an accomplishment. And two, there's 2,000 feet of that flume.
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was 2,000 feet.
Almost half
so
a mile.
They had trussels down through there. Of course, some were longer than others because they had rocks to build it around, or side of the hill.
Right.
And then my dad always said, as a boy, they'd put him up in that flume with sap and pine needles and fill those cracks in that
No kidding.
in the boards till the water swelled them shut to where you could run water.
No kidding.
Yep.
What a job.
And
They were tough, huh?
not only tough, but they were determined to beat the alternative.
Well, they worked very hard to get that water over
yeah.
to the ranch. But I mean, there's 15 and a half cubic feet per second?
Right.
That
Two
is-
ditches, yeah.
That is a huge water right.
But you know what? They had the mentality and the smarts to get those water rights in their name.
Now, and that being said, Kip, as Jake and I went through the documents for the ranch, like I say, we've been on a lot of properties. Never have I seen more documentation on a ranch. The water rights are proven back to the original day of patenting. The spring rights, the lake that your dad built, you've got the
Springs.
The springs are all adjudicated.
Yeah.
You've got the original abstracts for the property.
Yep.
And boy, I mean, this thing is documented down to the last detail.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So they proved everything up. There's nothing that is in question on that ranch.
And they made sure that it was in order. The dates,
Yeah.
that they were certified, whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Yep.
Your family, how many generations? You're the fifth
I'm the
generation?
Fifth generation, yes.
So Tell and his sons
Sixth
are with
and
the
seventh.
sixth and seventh.
Yeah.
And they're in Oklahoma now. They like it there, and they're raising horses, and
Right.
the boys are competing in
Rodeo.
and wrestling. And
Right.
boy, what a great state to
Right.
be a wrestler and a bronc
Right.
rider
Yeah.
in, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So they're fine there. And all right, everybody's going to ask the question, Kip, why are you selling?
It's the hardest thing that I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
It's my lifestyle. This is all I've ever known, all I've ever done. But I'm 71 years old, and I'm at the point in my life, if I don't do something for my life to go and enjoy roping and seeing places in the world. My dad told me, he says, don't grow old here. He did, but he told me, don't you ever grow old here. So I'm selling the ranch. I'd like somebody to take it over and run it and keep it as beautiful as it is, but it'll allow me to go see my grandkids more, go roping more, see the other side of the world, back to Australia, maybe compete again.
Yeah, yeah. Time is of the essence, isn't it?
Time is of the essence. And if I don't, I mean, I'm the only worker there. I work the whole ranch myself, from the fences, the irrigation, to the haying.
And there's a lot of work on 744 acres.
But there's a lot of work because a lot of them ditches are not on that acreage. It's 2 miles long that you got to keep beavers out of, trees out of, fix holes. Yeah, it's a hard job.
Well, don't talk somebody out of buying it.
No, I don't. Because I mean, to tell you what, it can be done. It's going to take some help, but what a beautiful place to live.
Oh, man. Now, the way I look at it, and as we were on the property, I mean, it truly is magical. And, you know, from when the grass starts poking out in the spring to, you know, when you got about a foot of snow on the ground in November, early December. I can't think of a prettier place to spend Christmas.
No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, cozy and sweet and beautiful, and just vistas and snow-capped peaks, and man, it's gorgeous.
Every year at Christmas, before we ever opened presents, we always did a sleigh ride.
Oh, nice.
But we had to feed the cows. They come first.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'd all get on this sled. We'd go out with a team of horses, and we'd get the hay and we'd feed the cows. But that was a family deal where everybody went out to do that.
That's quite a family tradition.
Yep.
It's got to be really magical. But does somebody want to live there year-round over the winter?
You bet.
Yeah?
You bet.
Yeah?
Yep. The only reason I don't now, I sold my cows.
Oh.
But I sold them so that I could come and do this. As you can see, we've got a beautiful place here. I can't do this in Colorado.
Nice. Yeah, right.
And if you see when I have saddles and belt buckles and stuff, this is my passion. This is what I want to do the rest of my life.
Okay. Who is the potential buyer for this ranch, and why do they want it?
Well, I hope that somebody that loves the land and wants to love it for what it's worth, or what it's really set there for. They want it because of, number one, the pristine beauty of the ranch.
Oh, that is true.
The ability to raise cattle there, good irrigation water, good mineral rights. They can come in there and they can have a hunting business to where they can take hunters and fishing and just enjoy the whole thing as a working cattle ranch.
Now, one thing, Kip, that we get a request from is that people are asking us, well, how far is it from Denver? How far is it from Vail? How far is it from the, you know, well, I got to have a 5,000-foot runway, or you know, these are some of the questions that we get from our buyers, because you know, they could be coming from anywhere. It could be Boston, Massachusetts. It could be Sacramento, California. You know, and so they want to drop in. They want to get in the Suburban or the ranch truck, and they want to be on the ranch.
Right.
From now, Eagle Airport is an excellent airport, and that's the main airport that feeds Vail.
Right.
And you can 737s can land there, and it's a great FBO there for private aviation.
Right.
So, and it's 40 miles.
40 miles from there.
That. And how is access?
Oh, great.
Year round?
Yeah.
They plow the road in the winter.
Oh, of course, yes.
So, okay. So
the county does a great job keeping those roads up.
We really have no access issues there. I mean, maybe you get a huge snowstorm or something and might slow them down.
If you have a four-wheel drive pickup, you can get out easy. I mean,
even with bad weather, but you could drive in there in a Volvo most days.
Oh, most times,
you know, 99% of the time you can drive in with
because the county will keep it plowed out. You know.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so no access issues, and then you've got Steamboat is how far?
Steamboat's about 80 miles.
80 miles to the north. Okay, and Vail is about, what, an hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's almost 55 miles to Vail.
So 55 miles to Vail, and so what you do is you go off Derby Mesa, you get on that road that goes down the Colorado, and then you join up with Cerro.
Interstate 70.
And then you get on Interstate 70, and then you're right to Vail.
Yep. Or the airport.
Hour and 15
Yep.
to Vail?
Yep.
So reasonable to get to Vail. Now, you're not going to do that every day. It's not like this is a ski house.
No.
But if you want to go skiing, you can sure
you
do it
can
from
easy,
the ranch.
Very easy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How far from Denver?
It's about 250 miles.
250.
Yeah.
So 4 hours.
Yeah.
About 4 hours.
3.5, 4 hours. Yeah.
3.5 to 4.
Right.
Okay. That's real reasonable.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got a guy that's playing hockey for the Avalanche, or one of those football players. They're going to like that ranch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple of income streams on the property. You got the hunting and the hay and the cattle.
Right.
What a hunting property. And we've got a lot of people looking for hunting properties, Kip. So really and truly, in my view, this is one of the coolest hunting properties I've seen. And, you know, a guy should have a very good chance at killing a real nice bull elk on that ranch, if not several, 5 or 6 or 8 or 10.
Yep.
And every now and then the occasional really nice buck. And then what else? I mean, it seems like anybody can hunt that ranch.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very good hunting.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. We've got it set up to where I've had people in wheelchairs just hunted it.
Yeah.
People that are archery hunters that come there to want to hunt deer and elk. And the ranch is a prime location because it's on the edge of the White River National Forest and Flat Tops Wilderness area.
And all that game
All the
drains down from the high ranges down into that ranch.
Down that
correct?
drainage where we get our irrigation water from. It's a natural funnel, and that water that we get the irrigation water out of comes across in the canyon there, down our canyon where
Derby
it's
Creek.
Derby Creek. It's a sanctuary. Those elk come in there. There's really thick timber. There's water. There's feed. They thrive in there.
So you've got a total of 744 acres.
Right.
And how much of that is actually the irrigated hay ground versus how much is down in that canyon, in that canyon rim of that great elk habitat?
Well, there's almost 300 acres there of hayable ground that you could cut hay on if you want to. And then, of course, there's 50 acres here and
Little
30
less
acres
than a pasture.
for pasture for cattle and stuff.
Okay, sure.
But there's almost about 250 acres of that canyon that is habitat for fishing and for elk, deer, bear, and lion, and moose. And moose, we got moose on the ranch.
Well, there's a moose antler
Right.
over there on the table that you found on the ranch.
Right. And so it's a great habitat because it's down in the valley of this place. It's great timber, water, and it's shaded. I mean, it's cool down there.
And they love that cool.
And they do.
That cool timber.
Yeah, and they're protected down there. And then they just come up there into the meadows in the evening or
Graze the
night
hayfields
and
too,
graze
right?
the meadows because it's great feed too.
Yeah. So you typically run up to 24 hunters a year on that. I mean, it's a very popular venue for your hunters, isn't it?
It is, but all of my clients have been hunting with me for years.
Yeah.
They come every other year,
You don't
bring their grandkids.
Yeah. Yeah.
These people are my lifeline, and,
Sure.
and I want to treat them right too.
They
Help
come
them
from all over, right?
Pennsylvania, back east, all over, but mainly Pennsylvania and back east there is where I get most of
Okay.
my.
So now you showed me a spot on that canyon rim, and I just had to laugh. It was a little platform that was probably, 4 feet by 6 feet with a little rim on it. And you said it so that somebody can't roll their wheelchair off and down into the canyon below.
I built it for my dad.
You did.
It's 6 foot by 5 foot.
Okay.
It had to
right.
be 6 foot wide, but 5 foot deep to where he could roll out on there and still be able to maneuver his chair on there. But my dad in these later years was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And I built a little deal on the front of that because if he went off of that thing, he'd go for 200 yards down the hill and probably wouldn't be alive.
Right. But literally, you can sit there in a wheelchair and kill a nice bull right off that platform. How many, just take a wild guess. I know it's going to take some thinking. How many elk do you think have been shot from that platform?
probably 50% of them are shot from that platform.
No kidding.
Because of what you can see.
Yeah, it's got a
The
good
visual,
field of view.
you've got a good field of vision there. Whereas the other sites that you hunt on, you've got good vision to hunt, but it's secluded a little tighter.
Yeah.
You know, you get the migration and stuff through there. But probably 50% of and I couldn't tell you how many, buddy, I've been doing this so long.
50? Over 50?
It gotta be, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and it's good hunting.
Oh,
Unit 25, is that correct?
Unit 25.
GMU 25, so that's an over-the-counter unit for
Well,
second and third season.
second and third. First is a draw.
First rifle season, you got to draw. Fourth rifle season, you got to draw.
First season's neither sex tag.
Oh, it is, right.
So you draw.
And it's an
private
easy
land.
draw. Anybody
Oh,
can
yeah.
take-
It's private land.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we got the private
So you're-
land, so
you're
it's
gonna
kind of
get the
like,
tags.
yeah.
And then you get a couple of buck tags every year.
I only let 2 buck tags out on the ranch a year because I want to keep my bucks big. I don't
Yeah.
want everybody shooting a buck
You don't want them shooting
Saying-
3x3s and stuff
saying,
like
I've come
that.
clear out here and I'm going to shoot this little buck because I haven't got a buck yet. They don't get big if you shoot them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So,
and the same way with the bears. I only let 2 bear tags out a year on the ranch
Okay.
too.
so you're trying to keep the quality high.
You betcha.
Now, what is the opportunity of, you know, what is a guy's chance of shooting a nice 6x6 on that ranch?
Happens every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if a guy sees a nice 5x5, he might not want to pass.
You know that a lot of guys do because they've a lot of thing. You know, that platform we was talking about. You can sit on that platform and you can see so much country that's not shootable. You can't shoot out there that far,
Okay.
but yet you can see the elk. You can see what's there. So if those people got their binoculars,
right.
they see what's there. They want to wait.
Because they may be looking at a nice bull 800-900 yards out.
Right. Even on the neighbor's property. You know, they're coming off
Yeah.
the mountain,
Okay.
and you see them. Yeah.
They'd rather wait for that big grande to come
Especially-
in than shoot that one that's right there.
Especially my clients that's been hunting with me for years.
Yeah.
Because they've shot smaller bulls, and they would rather save them smaller bulls for other clients. And if they can't get a big bull, it's just fine. I saw him, but I couldn't get him.
I had fun.
I saw him.
Sure. So the hunting is excellent, really.
Oh, it's absolutely fabulous.
And that is the hard combination to find. Now, the other thing about it too, Kip, is your dad was out there, I don't know what size bulldozer, but he sure scraped out a really nice lake there.
Yep.
And he built that,
D4.
a little D4, huh? He built that nice,
But he had a scraper behind it to pick up the dirt.
uh-huh.
You'd scrape and you'd pick up the dirt and you'd go up and you'd dump it and build that
Okay,
dam.
okay.
3 acres.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and it's 3 acres.
3 acres.
And there's some trout in there, huh?
Oh, buddy. I
Some
can
big
show you
browns,
pictures.
big
Yep.
rainbows. I've seen the pictures. They're big.
They're cut bows.
Probably 7 or 8 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Some of them are bigger than that, but yeah.
Really. And it's not really a pond. It's a lake.
It's a lake.
And it's fed by these adjudicated springs.
Fed by 3 different main springs. There's other small ones there probably, but the main 3 my dad wanted for this thing, there's 3 good springs that come into that lake.
And so what a great place to take the family down into that canyon, go to the lake, and you've got a picnic area set up there,
Yep.
place to put in a canoe, place to put in a boat, and kids can fish and catch some real nice fish.
And in some of the years past, when like Remy and my kids were younger, I leveled a place out behind there that you didn't see probably, but where we set up tents,
Oh,
and we'd
nice.
take
You camp down there.
and we'd take the kids down there and we'd have a kids camp.
Oh, yeah.
And so we'd take them down, teach them how to build fires, go fishing. Yeah, my kids could teach other kids more about it than I could because they'll listen to other kids.
Yeah. Now, so really, what a fantastic place for a family getaway.
Oh, totally.
For a family retreat.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
Yep.
and you want to keep this ranch intact, and you put your money where your mouth is.
Conservation.
In that you put it in a conservation easement.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people have a problem with conservation easements. I look at the whole intent of the thing. I put one on my ranch. You put one on your ranch. And the point is, nobody's going to chunk that up into 35-acre ranchettes or 10-acre home sites, or any. It's not going to be developed.
Right.
It is going to stay whole and intact as a working ranch for perpetuity.
Do you know why I did it?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. In life, you see so many families that have kids and Pop dies or Grandpa dies or whatever. So say there's 3 or 4 siblings that have now interest in the ranch. Now, they can't get along. They can't get along, but they're not willing to sell out to the other one or want too much money to where they can't. So what do they have to end up doing? They have to end up selling it, because you can't run it as a ranch with siblings that have got it divided.
Or you can't cut it into 4 pieces. Nobody can make a living doing that.
So I did this so that, I mean, I love my kids to death, and I don't think they would ever do it. But guess what? You never know. You never know.
They won't, because you prevented it.
They won't. But you know what? You just never know what might happen. Because I tell you what, when you get a family and you have a husband and wife, and something happens in there, things can happen so easy. I've seen it happen, Gary, to where people had to sell their ranches because they had no other choice.
Yeah.
I didn't want this to happen. So I kept out 10 acres there at the houses and the location with a housing site.
As a building site,
as another site.
Building envelope.
Right. And then put the rest of it in an easement to protect the ranch forever.
Amen, brother. That's the exact reason why I did it on my property.
I did, yep.
I didn't want to see it
That's right.
chunked up into little 10-acre ranchettes or whatever, and that's exactly why I did it on my property.
How many people do you know that would love to come up there and get that ranch and build a little 40-acre home site all through there?
Yeah, no.
It's beautiful. It would make a great place to build a home.
Oh, yeah. But it's not going to happen.
It isn't going to happen.
Attaboy.
You bet.
You know, some easements are very, very strict.
Right.
And other easements are written in a common sense fashion.
These are.
And I'm sure that you're careful enough that you didn't crank it down too tight. I saw one that in a great hunting area, and it said no hunting on it. I'm like, boy, that was dumb.
That's right.
You know. So
I have the Eagle Valley Land Trust come up once a year in the spring, and we do a tour. They just want to come up there, see the ditches, make sure there's no, you're not blading off a big place to build a barn
or you're not starting a dirt bike track or a gravel pit or something like that. Yep. Same thing on my ranch.
But it's still a ranch. You can still take care of your ditches, build roads.
And what a lot of people don't understand too, Kip, is that a conservation easement does not allow the public to trespass on your ranch.
No.
I mean, it's still private property. It's still your land. You are continuing your operations as they have historically been done, but it's not going to become a housing development. It's basically the point of it.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
You've documented this ranch to the nines. Tell us about...
My ancestors had.
I see. Okay.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this information, because it was not only here in the brain, but they put it on paper and had it
recorded at the courthouse.
Where it's documented for water rights, property lines, easements, springs, adjudication, the whole 9 yards.
It's been very thoroughly done.
And I've got all that paperwork.
An impressive documentation on this ranch.
Yep.
We've been very thorough about the ranch and all the assets there on the ranch. But what about off the ranch? Because you're right in the heart of some of the best recreation in the Colorado Rockies.
Totally.
How far are you from the Colorado River?
About 2 miles from the Colorado River.
Okay, just right down that.
That's right, just down the road.
Derby,
and it's
Derby
a beautiful view to it. But most importantly is the Colorado River is very accessible to rafters, to boaters, and
great fishing. Excellent fly fishing.
Yes.
Right.
And for just sightseeing, there's a lot of
gorgeous
activity. People going up down the river, having a picnic, and just seeing the beauty of the Colorado River.
It's very scenic through there.
Oh, it is.
One of my favorite places in the whole state of Colorado. One thing that's really important to people when they're looking at a recreational or a legacy ranch like you have is the proximity to public lands, because they want to know that they can start from the ranch and either ride a horse or an ATV or snowmobile and get back in the backcountry, and it could be either BLM lands or national forest lands, but from your ranch, you've got a heck of an access up onto the flat tops wilderness.
Right.
Not just thousands, but actually millions of acres of national forest. Am I correct?
Right.
Tell us about that.
People have to understand that there is a county road to access the ranch, of course, but the county road continues on up through the.
Yeah, it hooks around behind the
It
ranch.
makes a circle around there, so it's accessible to other people to come up. The nice thing about my ranch is that I'm landlocked by other neighbors, relatives of mine, to where people go up that road, they have to come across my neighbor's property to get to mine.
Okay.
But yet, if I want to go to the National Forest or whatever, it's only a mile up the road where you can access, so it's a mile away from the property line, closer in some places, but you can't get a vehicle there. But on the road there, you can go up there a mile and you can access the wilderness right above the ranch there.
Okay.
So
And from there, heck, you could ride a horse all the way to Sleepy Cat, right?
oh, I could ride the horse clear to Meeker,
Yeah.
which I've done.
Which is what, 50, 60 miles?
Oh, it's longer than that.
Oh, it is.
Oh, buddy.
So you could go a long, long, long way from that ranch up in
Oh, yeah. Yep.
and be on public lands, wilderness area the whole time.
The thing is that people don't understand is to get from point A to point B in Meeker, there's a lot of this zigzagging to get around the mountains and up the
Sure,
so
right.
it's a lot more miles.
And extremely pretty.
Oh,
I mean, it's
nothing better.
real
But I mean,
high country Colorado wilderness.
tell you what, Gary, there's very few people that have put footprints where I have, other than the Indians probably,
Yeah.
because I know that land like the back of my hand, and I know how to get in there from the top up there. It's just absolutely spectacular. If you take time and go back there.
Can you ride a horse from the ranch up into that?
Oh yeah, you can ride a horse up there, but then there's places where I walked into the top of them mountains.
Oh, sure.
You
Yeah,
have
you
to
can't get a horse.
Tie your horse up and walk. you
Yeah,
know.
sure. So really right in the center of the Colorado Rockies, and you've got access to everything that Colorado has to offer for recreation.
Totally.
Hiking, mountain biking, skiing,
Relaxation.
relaxation, horseback riding, hunting, fishing,
Everything.
kayaking, rafting,
Right.
everything. So Kip, it's got to be tough for you to let go of this place, but look, we sell a lot of businesses as well, outfitting businesses and, resorts and marinas and things like that, RV parks, and sometimes people are always upset by the idea of, well, what are people going to think if I'm selling? And all your hunting clients, you've already talked to them about it.
Right,
I think you
right.
did. Everybody does have a right to move on.
That's right.
There's no handcuffs on you making you stay on that ranch.
No.
But it's got to be a little tough, I know. But it's been in your family since the date of patent, correct?
Totally.
Long time, 150 years.
Nobody's ever owned it but the Indians before us.
Correct. So there really is no more of a legacy ranch in Colorado than this one.
You can't have anything better.
You can't have anything better. Now, so when you pass this on to a new owner, what is your vision of what they want to do with it? Because if it were me, I would want to continue that legacy with a new family. Am I correct?
That's right. I would encourage them to look at it as a place to raise a wonderful family and have a great way of life and have a great ranch to run cows on, horses on, and a hunting business.
Fantastic, man. Well, we're going to do our best to find you that buyer.
I would like that.
Amen, brother.
And I want to find a person that I can work with, because I'm telling you now that whoever buys this place is going to need my services to help them
Figure it out.
understand the ranch, how it operates, the ditches, even down to the hunting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
So a year or two, you're willing to contribute your services to consult with them.
I'd love to help them out, because I want this place to stay as a working cattle ranch and to keep the beauty and the pristineness and authenticity of it. I mean, everything. And I'll work with anybody to help try to keep it that way.
Very good. Well, we're on it, and we will report to you.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you, Kip.
God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.